Welcome to Morning Momentum with Coffee, a podcast that's dedicated to motivating you with inspiring stories through the power of momentum. Each week, business growth leader, international speaker, trainer, coach, and author Betti Coffey sits down with a new industry leader to find out who they are, what they're doing, and how the power of momentum drives them towards success. Because when you've got momentum, stuff gets done, things happen, and you're on top of the world. You can accomplish anything. And that's what this show is all about, creating unstoppable momentum. It's Morning Momentum with Coffee. Take it away, Betti.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Morning Momentum with Coffee. This podcast is all about your own personal momentum because we know when you've got the right mindset and your own personal momentum, you can achieve absolutely anything. I am so excited about my guest today. My guest is Betsy Allen-Manning. As you know, my guests, I invite them on this show because they exemplify cutting-edge ideas. They exemplify energy. They exemplify the fact that they can ignite their lives no matter what's going on in their life. They can make it happen and continue to drive towards success. And that's what Betsy Allen-Manning's all about. I'm very excited about this. So let me tell you about her. Let me tell you about the high-powered person we have on the show today. She's been featured on Fox, CBS, ABC, NBC, and TEDx. Betsy Allen-Manning is the founder of the consulting firm Motivate You Enterprises. She is a top-rated keynote speaker, and I can attest to that. She is awesome on the stage. She is known for inspiring people with her own personal story. And I hope she shares that with us. From going to failure to worldwide singer, and now a global impactor. Wow, that's quite a journey, and she's done it. She, with an expertise in human behavior and experience, working as a manager for Disney and different five-star hotels, Betsy is honored to have trained, and I love that she put this in her bio. She is honored to have trained over 7,500 leaders and teams, all the way from small businesses to franchises to associations to multi-billion-dollar enterprises. Such as she's worked for Toshiba, Fidelity, Six Flags, and the United States Department of Defense. That was challenging. Okay, Betsy is the author of 3 books. Her mission is to develop the impact leader in absolutely every one of us so they can live more successfully and they can have a significant life. Wow, that's what momentum's all about. Okay, so Betsy, welcome to Morning Momentum with Coffee.
Wow, thank you so much, Betti. I have to tell you, I wish everyone read my bio with as much enthusiasm as you just did. I think I need to hire you full time to just read that every time before I hop on stage.
Well, you know what? It's a pleasure reading your bio. I mean, oh my gosh, what you've accomplished so much. And it's because because you live with momentum every single day. I know that. You're awesome.
Absolutely. It's the only way to live.
Amen. So everybody's momentum is different. Everybody approaches momentum differently. Everybody builds their momentum mojo. What is your personal formula for generating your own momentum that has led to such success?
Well, as a human behavior expert, one of the things is knowing myself, knowing how I operate. I don't think God made a mistake when he made any of us. So knowing my own wiring and what gets me going. And I have to really tap into those strengths that I have so I can operate my strength zone daily. And then know what my mission is, Betti, because my word is impact. I felt like God gave me that word a couple of years ago. And it's all about making more of an impact on the world. And in order to make an impact, that means I need to come from a place of service. People think impact means I just want to be in front, but actually impact means coming from a place of service. So it's how can I serve my clients better by bringing them the expertise that I have and stepping up every single day, whether it's in my office and I come in and I have that mental trigger where I say, all right, level up today, Betsy, level up. That's my trigger word.
I can picture you saying that to yourself. I know you're saying that. Level up, Betsy, and no excuses. I hear that.
Yes, no excuses. It's all about hustle, level up. So I say that when I walk into my office in the morning, level up. That means get a different level of impact today. What does that look like? Before I hop on stage, when I even walk in the room to do a sound check in the morning, that's another thing I do is I say, Betsy, level up, bring your best for this audience today. Even when I'm not feeling well. Betti, you've probably stepped on stage with a temperature of 102, just like I have.
I have.
Still got to bring that level 100% energy along with you. So that's what it takes, is just knowing your mission and really having a trigger word. To me, a trigger words are really important because it creates a habit in you wherever you walk into your office, into for your job, whether it's coming home from the office, you're going to be with your family. You walk through that garage door and you say, level up, be with my family, be fully present. So for me, that's what gets my momentum going, is
I love it.
Myself and then going, all right, let's level up.
Do you know what my phrase is? Do you want to know what my phrase is?
I would love to know.
It came back when I was growing up in Denver, Colorado. Imagine this. I'm growing up in Denver, Colorado, and my brother and I were on swim teams, okay? And our little mom would always take us to all of our swim meets, all of our exercises, all of our lessons, and she would be there. And at a swim meet, I'd be there, and my big stroke was the backstroke and the breaststroke. So I'd be swimming as hard as I could. And from the bleachers, I could hear my mom saying, pull, Betti, pull. If anybody can, Coffey can.
Oh, I love that.
She did. She would say, if anybody can, Coffey can. And that's when coffee came in cans, but not little cups, but can. And that was our deal. That was our family motto. If anybody can, Coffey can. And so to this day, when I'm getting ready to go on a stage or do any type of a keynote presentation, virtual or in person, it's if anybody can, Coffey can.
I love it. And you know what? Drinking coffee will never be the same from here on out.
So you just say, if anybody can, Coffey can.
Coffee
there you go. So you definitely have your own superpower. So give us an example of how people can use this type of superpower that you're talking about, their own superpower, to succeed in both their business, professional, and personal lives. Give us an idea of how they can develop their own superpower.
Yeah. So as a human behavior expert, my superpower is being able to, first of all, understand my own personality style and operate in my strength zone. Right. So I can show up every day at 100%. So that superpower is being able to also read other personality styles in 2 minutes or less, so that I can communicate better with them, connect better with them, influence outcomes with them, not in a manipulative way, in an ethical way, and resolve conflict with people who are not like me. And that's when you take that superpower, and that's my mission, is to make sure people understand this, because 95% of our stress in life comes from not understanding how other people operate.
That's true. Listening to you speak, you really love people, don't you?
Well, I do. If you look at the model of human behavior, I am a people person. I am actually double people and part task. So, and I'll explain that in a moment, but sure. Yes, I love people. I think in order to make an impact, in order to be your best in business and your personal life, you have to love people.
Yeah, I get you. I find sometimes to build my momentum, I'll get out there and call people and work with people. I love people. And when I'm interacting with people, it builds that's one of my personal formulas is I work with people, I talk to them, I develop that relationship, and then I get more momentum. That energy is shared. And I just love that. So you're definitely a people person. Okay. So you have a book, Win with People.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Definitely. And you teach the model of human behavior for business and life success. What is the model of human behavior, and how does it really, really work?
Well, thank you. It's a great question. And my best way to answer that is we each have predictable behavioral patterns within each of our personality styles. All right. And the model of human behavior gives us insights into someone's predictable behavior pattern. And when we're talking with someone else, you're either going to sound like a turkey or you're going to sound like a chameleon. So this is my best way to explain the model of human behavior. So let me explain. Here in Texas, we have turkey farms. You've probably you maybe seen a turkey farm, but something I learned, it was a little disturbing. Something I learned is that when one of the turkeys is injured on the farm, all the other turkeys will gather around it and start pecking at its wound until it bleeds to death. Aren't you glad you brought me on this show to share this?
Okay, I'm dying to see how you're going to make a transition out of this. Yeah.
So when I heard about this, it just really made me think when I left there, how can an animal hurt one of its own kind, especially when it's already down? And it made me think of how many people go home at the end of every single day feeling pecked to death, all because we didn't understand how someone operates differently than we do. We judge them for being different than us in the simple little things. And I'll give you an example. There's 4 areas of conflict that are unspoken areas of conflict. Things that we do all the time, Betti, that are causing stress in our conversations that start conflict with others. And one of them, the very, very simplest one of all, is someone's motor style. You and I are fast-paced people, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever been on the phone with someone, maybe a customer service rep, and they talk like...
It drives me crazy. It's like, come on, move.
Yeah. So what's interesting is, whenever I am speaking in front of an audience and I'm sharing on this topic, I bring audience members up on stage and I bring someone that's fast-paced and someone that's slow-paced. And I show them an example live in front of the entire audience, how irritating it can be for someone fast-paced to listen to someone that's slow, and someone that's slow-paced, it gets overwhelmed when someone's going a million miles like this and they don't know what they're saying and they can't even pay attention. Yeah. And the thing that they're thinking when I ask them afterwards is, what are you thinking? What is going on in your head when someone's going too slow? So Betti, what's going on in your head when someone talks?
I get distracted and I get thinking about something else because they're not moving fast enough to keep my attention. So I'll start I'm a big pacer sometimes if I get frustrated, but yeah, it's like I'm not paying attention to them, or I'm thinking about what needs to be done and how I can get this resolved. That's bad. That's true.
So let me ask you this then. Are you building a good relationship with someone?
No.
If that's what they're thinking in their head when you're talking?
No, I'm not. And I got to simmer down and really make myself listen. It's tough.
Yes.
It's hard, but you're right. I'm not giving that relationship everything I should.
But a lot of the times, this is what happens. The model of human behavior shows us predictable behavior patterns of others. So there's some that are easier to read than others, like someone's motor style. It's simple. Just slow your motor down with someone that's slower, because you've got to meet them where they're at in order for them to want to listen to you.
Right.
So if you want to direct or change an outcome or influence someone, then you need to be able to meet them where they're at. Right. And
that makes sense.
Studies show, get this, Betti, studies show 60% of people claim to have a bad experience when interacting with others.
60%? Oh my gosh.
A large number. And that's because, think about it. Have you ever met someone, maybe you're sitting on an airplane? You and I travel a lot when we're in the economy where we are at live events.
Right.
So I'm sure you probably sat next to someone on a plane and they start talking to you. And
yes.
Are you like me? Do you talk back? I love to talk to the person next to me.
Yes. It kind of depends on how hectic a day it is, or if I've got a lot on my mind or whatever, but I've got to get out of Betti mode. But I love to meet different people. Yes. I love to listen to them and just have a rapport with them. That makes the time go by faster. So I do like that. Yes.
Yeah. And some of you listening to this, you do not like to talk to the person next to you, but they just start talking anyway. And some you say, even if you don't like talking to people, you still say, you know what, they're so sweet. Let me just give them my time, right?
Yes.
But then have you ever had the experience where someone, you can't put your finger on it, but someone just rubs you the wrong way?
Oh, yeah.
You just met them, but you say, ooh, there's something off about this person.
Yeah, something creepy.
Or a salesperson where you say, I don't trust them. I don't know why, but something's telling me I just don't trust them. So studies show over 60% of the time, you're going to feel that way when interacting with others. But do you know what that also means?
What?
That over 60% of the time, people are going to feel that way when interacting with you.
Oh my gosh.
Unless you understand the model of human behavior. And then you can adapt your communication. And instead of communicating like a turkey and pecking at people and subconsciously pecking at people, you can communicate more like a chameleon, where you're constantly adapting and changing to help the environment around you be more positive, to build a better relationship, to be more productive with others as well. Make sense?
That's true. It makes total sense. And listening to others is so important. And that's a skill that so many of us have to increase. I mean, we just don't take the time to really listen, calm down, settle down, and really care and listen and hear that other person. That's really true. So, okay, so talk to me about, you mentioned that there are 4 communication barriers that cause us to have bad experiences with others, or it's just not good. So tell us about that and how we can fix that.
Sure. So the one I mentioned, motor style, is the easiest one to read. One that is not easy to read is called your focus style. All right. So your focus style, some people are more, that are listening to this right now, some of you are more task focused. For you, you get to the office every day and you say, okay, I've got to get this done, this done, and this done. And anybody that wants to say hi to you before you get that checklist done, you say, you show them the hand and you say, I do not have time. And then some of you are more people focused, where you come in and you want to talk to everyone first, find out how their weekend went. Hey, did your son win the trophy in the soccer tournament? And they'll say, of course, everybody got a trophy just for participating these days, right? So, no, we all have both of these traits within us. However, studies show we'll lean a little bit more one way than the other. All right. And you can take an assessment to find out which style is a little bit more like you. Here's what happens. When someone leans more one way than the other, and they're task focused and someone else is people focused, this is where conflict and stress comes in. So I'll give an example. My husband and I, our first year together in marriage, okay? He's task focused, I'm more people focused. And it's time to decorate our house for Christmas, right? Everybody loves that. He says, okay, looks at his watch. All right, let's get this done in the next 2 hours. Because for him, it's just a task to get done. That's it. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Right.
For me, I said, well, wait a minute. We need to get some eggnog first so we can drink that while we're putting up decorations.
Turn on some music.
Turn on some Christmas music. Make it a big. Yes. I even dressed my dog up in a little Christmas dress. I mean,
of course.
We're dog lovers, Betty. We have to do that.
I know.
And for him, so we start bickering at each other, going at each other, because our focus style is different. Now imagine what this is like in the workplace when you're working with someone on a project and one person is focused on getting a task done and another one is focused on let's build a relationship. So here's a great question you can ask when you're with someone. And I would ask it silently. You could say, does this person want to accomplish a task or build a relationship? I'll say that again. Does this person want to accomplish a task or build a relationship? Because if they want to accomplish a task, that's going to let you know, okay, putting relationship aside, because you'll still build a relationship through the task with them. That's how they build their relationships.
Right.
But you say you get right to the point with them. You can stay on the task. With someone that's more people focused, you're going to be Facebook friends, BFFs. I mean, that's just how it works with them. You're going to ask about their family. That's what they want. And if you understand that, you can be more productive and build a better relationship.
So if you understand that, you can answer that question, then you know what you need to do with them to build that relationship and to take time. And if they're different than you, what do you do if you're both the same?
If you're both the same, so I've worked with someone in business before, business partner, where we were both people oriented, and we knew we had to have some kind of structure. We're both human behavior experts. So we said we need structure because we will squirrel. If you've ever seen the movie Up, squirrel. Yeah. Shiny object syndrome. We're talking all the time, and all of a sudden we just get off track, and we say, no, we need a system to stay on track. And if you have both people that are task focused, well, you'll get a lot accomplished, but you have to take the time.
Sure.
If you have other people on your team, especially as a leader, take the time to build a relationship with those people who are people oriented, because they will trust you more and they will follow you more.
Right. That makes so much sense. You know, while you were talking about this, I was thinking about, oh my gosh, right now, what's happening right now? If a couple is stuck in their house, quarantined,
Oh dear.
and if they're different, if one of them's task oriented and then one of them is people oriented, plus you have all the pressure, frustrations, anxiety of COVID that's going on right now, that could be difficult.
Oh, absolutely. This is why when you understand someone else's behavioral style, when you understand their personality style, and that God did not make a mistake when they wired them, because we all think, why can't you be normal like me? Well, if we're thinking that and they're thinking that, guess what? We're never going to get anywhere. So what the model of human behavior does, and I use DISC, which is a model of human behavior. There's Myers-Briggs, there's different variations of it.
Right.
I prefer DISC. It's one of the most well-known. But when you understand that, you go from frustration to celebration. So instead of saying, I'm frustrated with my spouse for being different than me and for not doing things the way I want them to do, or why are they talking to me when I'm trying to get something done?
Right.
You can now celebrate and say, hey, remember that I am wired this way. Could you take time to build a relationship with me right now? Or could you give me this time to work on this task? It's really important to me.
So how do you determine which personality style you are? I mean, for those of us that need to know more about that, and I know that you offer this to your clients, which is a phenomenal offering for every organization out there. How can people determine what style they are?
Well, the greatest way to determine your style is to take a personality assessment. That's going to be the top way. And you want to make sure when you're taking an assessment, you're taking one that is at least 87% accurate. Okay. And they have to run through a certification to make sure they are at least, because there are a lot of assessments out there that are not accurate. So the ones I offer my clients, I always make sure I'm offering the one that has at least an 87% accuracy rate. Another way is just by asking two simple questions when you're with someone. Are you more outgoing or reserved? Or are you more task or people focused? Okay. Those, when I speak in front of an audience, I actually divide my audience into the 4 personality styles using the DISC personality styles.
So what do you ask?
Just by asking those 2 questions.
Tell me what you ask again.
Sure. So I'm asking first, I'm going to say, are you more outgoing or are you more reserved? And you're going to have both in you. However, you're going to lean a little bit more one way than the other. So, right. And then are you more task focused? Or are you more people focused?
Gotcha.
Yes, or relationship focused. And once you ask those 2 questions, once you understand DISC, then I can divide people up into the 4 styles verbally. And I have people coming up to me afterwards, just from a verbal assessment, and saying, you nailed it. Everything you said about my style. How did you do that from 2 questions? Because this is a scientifically proven model of human behavior. And it's a game changer. Betti, the reason I offer this to my clients, and it's the foundation of everything I do in my business and my personal life. When I teach leadership trainings, the very first, I built a 12-month leadership program for a company here in Dallas. The very first one we offered, and we offered it twice because it was that impactful, was DISC. Understanding your personality styles and others. Because it's the foundation for coaching people to success. It's the foundation for how other people make decisions, how people are motivated, communication. It changes everything.
And really, when you know your personality style and you can read other people's personality styles, it really does impact your life, not only professionally, but personally too, right?
Oh, it's like I said, it's a game changer. It basically takes the guesswork out of interacting with others. So when you meet someone new, have you ever met someone and you're just, I don't know how to connect with this person. We have nothing in common. It's just not happening. It's not clicking. And if you've ever thought that way, it's probably because you just simply didn't understand this one concept of we have different personality styles. So if you start to, once you understand it, you can start seeing it. You can start reading it in people. We actually do a people reading session where we go through it. It's a pretty interesting session I do. And people are shouting out their answers. They're people, they're tasks, that's a D, that's an I, that's an S, that's a C. And we have a lot of fun with it. But the whole goal of the game is to get them to understand how to read people in 2 minutes or less. So that way, when you meet someone, you are making a conscious decision on how to interact with them.
I love it. And I would be absolutely assured that people that sit through your conferences or your keynotes or your workshops or whatever you're offering that day, you have made a tremendous impact on them. And hopefully that impact lasts through not only their business relationships, but their personal relationships. And it says, okay, I need to slow down, or I need to understand this person. It's not all about me, and I really need to understand about this person. That's so important. And people, no matter how old you are, or what year you live in, or what industry, or what organization, it's all the same, right?
Whether you're in leadership or whether you're in sales, I mean, this is human behavior, and it's a scientifically proven method to work. You know, I teach salespeople as well. When you're having a conversation with someone, and you and I've discussed this before. You know, I'm called the I group first, which is the inspires, which means I interact with people, communicate to have an experience.
Right.
Well, I was at a car dealership. Everybody has been searching for a car at one time in their life. You know, it's not really the most fun experience. When someone understands your personality style, all of a sudden it can go from being a drab experience to a fun one. And at the time, I wanted a Jaguar. I could afford it at the time. It was a beautiful car. That was my dream car. That's what I was looking at. Well, there were 2 Jaguars at 2 different dealerships that I was looking at. Exact same price, different colors, but pretty much the same car. And it was a tough decision. Do you know which one got me? You know which one got my business? Is the one that understood how I operate. They made the experience fun for me from beginning to end. But what sealed the deal was when they said, by the way, when you buy from us, see that big gong on the wall? You get to ring the gong. I
can visualize this, Betsy. I can see this right now. Bam! So tell me what you did.
I know. And you know what? So this sounds silly to some people, thinking, really, you tell someone they can ring a gong and that seals the deal? Well, I'll tell you what, it did with this girl. He understood my personality style, and he understood that is what was going to seal it wasn't facts for me, which it would be for some others. It wasn't the numbers. It wasn't the safety of the car at the time, that. It was the one thing I got to do, which was I get to ring the gong. And the minute I signed that contract, you know what I said? Put the pen down. I said, give me the gong stick. I want to ring that gong.
Do you have a picture of that? I mean, I think
I have a video of it somewhere.
Oh, that would be
I need to find it.
Yeah, your gong moment. I love that. That totally makes sense. Well, people want to understand more about personality styles and types. Where can they learn that from?
Sure. You can go to my website, which is www.betsyallenmanning.com.
Okay.
And you can go there. You can go to the store and take a personality assessment. Right there, get one from the store there. I would say take the adult concise version. It's only 6 pages. It's only $12.95. But you take it online within 15, 20 minutes. It gets delivered to your inbox, and you already start learning about yourself.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Our audience, Morning Momentum with Coffey's audience out here. Don't you love her energy? Don't you love how she ignites just our own podcast here? She is totally about leveling up and making it happen and seeing results. And I just love that. And I love your momentum. You just got tremendous momentum. And once that's ingrained, it does not go away. So I just love having you. So, okay. So if you could leave us with one last tip, Miss Betsy, what would that tip be?
Well, it would be this. Carnegie Institute did a study that proved only 15% of your success in life is due to your technical skills. That's your ability just to perform your job properly. The other 85% of your success in life is due to your people skills. And that's your ability to connect, communicate, influence, and resolve conflict with people who are not like you. That's where the challenge comes in. And I will leave you with this one last thought. You'll never be able to see someone's strengths if you're only focused on what you perceive to be their weakness.
I
would say, learn about your own personality style, operate in your strength zone, and honor the personality style of somebody else that may be different from you. So you can go from frustration to absolute celebration.
Which is so valuable, especially at this time right now. I absolutely love this. And people that are at home, that are being quarantined, this is a great time to go on out there, check their personality situation and take that test and then give you a call. This is a perfect time to do that. What a great time to learn something so valuable that you can use throughout your life. I love that. Wow. Okay. I love your momentum mojo, my friend. I absolutely love it. And for those of you that have enjoyed this, please reach out to Betsy. Betsy, give us your contact information one more time.
Sure. You can go to my website, www.betsyallenmanning.com. And you can also send me an email if you'd like, betsy@betsyallenmanning.com. I'd love to hear from you.
Great. And level up, right? And if anybody can, and if anybody can, Coffey can, right?
That's right.
Oh yeah. I'm all worked up. Okay. So, and my audience, thank you for joining us today. Remember, you are the master of your own momentum. You have the ability, as long as you've got the momentum and the mindset, anything can happen. You can absolutely achieve anything you want to achieve. And in honor of Betsy, remember that person in front of you, how wonderful they are, and build that connection and relationship. So remember to ride every stride. I'll see you next time on Morning Momentum with Coffey. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Betsy. Appreciate you. Awesome. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Morning Momentum with Coffey. Momentum matters more than strength. Your persistence will always win. Drive change, ignite cultures, and accelerate growth with your own personal momentum. To find out more about Betti, follow her on Facebook at Betti Coffey Presents for more inspiring stories just like this one. If you liked what you heard, leave us a rating and review. And if you want to hear more, subscribe to Morning Momentum with Coffey on your favorite podcasting platform. And remember, the greater the momentum, the harder it is to stop. Momentum creates motivation. Motivation creates opportunity. And opportunity creates results. See you next time.